We have 2007 Jeep Compass with a 2.4 engine. Customer state they have a lack of power, and we have a check engine light. So the first thing we gotta do is check the check engine light. And guys, now we're gonna scan it with my Maxi.com. Okay, guys, here we go. So normally, guys, when you get check engine light, so it's flashing, so it's have to be a misfire. It's got to be something between that misfire along that line, based on experience. So, guys, we're gonna scan it, and if you're new, guys, just click that subscription button, and you can see when I post videos, and if you like anything, and leave a comment. All right, guys, we're gonna read code. Okay, the code came up, but that's what I'm saying. P301. So that means cylinder misfire. So it's a misfire. So guys, let me show you how we're gonna we have other coach, but this is the main one. This can cause a power reduction. So let me show you guys we're gonna start with. I'm gonna be starting with okay. I get quite a different step approach for this, but I'm gonna be starting with switching the coils. You know what? I'm gonna just start with switching the plugs to number 1 to number 2. So this is a T30. 30. I already take those off. So just pop them up like this. That's cylinder number 2. Cylinder number 1. Coils look dry nice. So I'm gonna be just checking the plugs quick. And this is a 16 millimeter. Most of the plugs. So crack number 1, crack number 2. So guys, the reason I'm putting it so close because it's a 4-cylinder. When these two function off the same time sequence, and the other two goes up, the two other side goes down. So even out the engine from not balancing. So I put it here, so if it affect this one, because you could be putting it here and it show the same one because it's between one, they share the same dynamics of the sparking, right? So let me check the plugs and see. And also, guys, it could be the injector because it's a number 4 injector, and for some reason this injector rail is in the intake, so it's kind of easier to get to here. So it's not underneath like some of those direct injector. So we lose this, no oil or nothing, so that's a good sign. I could probably pop one of the plugs out with. Okay. I can't find my magnet, guys. So we're gonna just pop them out. We're gonna pop them out one by one. This is number 1. So these plugs look like somebody already been there, but I'm gonna check number 2. I just use this. So somebody already replaced these plugs, as you can see, MGK. So This is number 2. I'm just gonna make sure don't mix them up, give them a shake clean. This is number 2 and number 1. So I'm gonna clean them up a little bit and then switch them to number 1 to number 2. So before I get to mix up anything here, guys, I'm just gonna put a number 2 on this one, on number 1, because you never know. When you do mechanic, you gotta really be careful chasing yourself down a rabbit hole. That's a simple mistake you could make, and then you could be all in a mess. So let me just clean this up, guys, and I'll be back there. So I just gave them a fast clean, guys, and I just check the plug gap again to make sure the gap inspects. The gap look pretty good, close to 40, 39, 40. That's pretty good. So you see, I actually mixed the plugs up and it wasn't sure. So now I already have the mark. So this is 1. I'm gonna put it in number 2. And the number 2 in number 1. We just narrowing down the probable cause here, guys. This could be the injector too, but once we get all of this rule out and the code still say number 1 when we switch the coil to. But right now, guys, for now, I'm not gonna switch the coil, because if I switch the coil and the plugs together, then the problem goes over the other side, then I won't know if it's the plugs or the coil. So I'm gonna do this one step at a time. I'm gonna put back the plugs, put back the coil the same place, and then if the code still say number 1, so that means it's not the plugs, right? Alright, guys, let me just tighten this and I'll just shorten this video a little bit. Alright, guys, so I'm putting back the coil now. So I'm putting back number 1. Let's go look a little bit, man. I'm putting back number 1 to number 1 and number 2 to number 2. So this check is just to check. If the code come back again, number 1, then we know we're gonna switch the coils. So we just narrow it down, guys. It's not so complicated. We just narrow it down to see what's going on and which the probable cause can be. It could be the injector too. That's the other step we gotta do if we do all the other testing and it still come back to misfire cylinder 1. And if it's really getting too deep, change injector, then we have to do a compression test. So guys, it's a lot of big step involved in this when it's a misfire. It's not just going to be one thing, it could be a lot of different factors put into consideration. Cylinder, misfire, compression, and all that stuff. Injector block, injector have no pulse, injector not reading. It could be a lot of different things, guys. So I'm just going to put this up back nicely, guys, and I got to go for a drive. Let's get told, and I'm gonna be back tell you the outcome. Alright, guys, so I went for a drive and come back, and the light actually did came back on. So I'm gonna show you what I get. So I'm still getting P301, that's still in the miss one, pending. So I'm gonna go now and switch the coils. I could just put a different coil, a new coil, and see if it fixed the problem, because I have other coils too. Or I could just change the coil and see if it goes back to cylinder 2 or 1. Right? So I could probably do that and see. Guys, I don't want to make that phone so if you guys, yeah, I was at the casino last night. I win some money, 150, so that's a good thing for me. Just, you know, when you got your peace in yourself and you're just comfortable. Sometimes you don't want people around you that so negative and who don't support you. It's rather you just be by yourself and just make your money and do your own thing, right? Because people who not supporting you and they only good for the doing things for their pleasure. It's people you should just really keep from. So I'm gonna switch number 2 to number 1. Easy switch like that, guys. So shouldn't be so difficult. And then I'm gonna be going for next test drive, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm coming up with. I don't want to make this video super long, but I hope this one fixed the problem, and I just put a new coil inside. I'm gonna actually keep it taking you on the road with me this time. So I'm gonna clear out this P301. Clear data. Turn on ignition, engine off, yes. And then I just cleared because I didn't went far and the light came back on. So I'm going to be clearing everything. And that's the powertrain code. So it's all clear. No fault. So then I could just go into data, live data, and then hit the road. Okay, the check engine light is not on right now. But before I make a block, I know where I went. So, and guys, always make sure drive safe and walk safe. So we're gonna go back on the road. I know we have the problem still somewhere, but this time we're gonna be knowing if it's in the coil pack or could be in the injector. But that's gonna be a next video. So let's hope it don't make the flashing again like before, because when it flash you can hear the song beeping, ping ping ping. Right now it's okay for now. I'll just drive like this. And that's for the seat belt. So I'm going this way. Hello there. Then I turn to the left. And then it came on when I turned to the right there. And baby guys, nothing in the fix. We're just swapping out the coils and put number 1 and number 2. So the problem is still here. But this will narrow it down to no. Okay, it didn't come back. Last time it came right here. But I will see when I get under to the road. Traffic's kind of a little bit busy. It's lunchtime, so we'll see when we get on the road if the light actually come back. So there we go now. All right, there you go, guys. It starts flashing again. That's just what I wanted to see. So now we're gonna go back because it have a code pending for me. So I will know if it's the number 1 still, and we're gonna know what's going on this time. Alright guys, I'm gonna just cut the video a little bit and get back to you when I reach back in. I don't wanna make it super bored. Alright guys, we're back in. And then we're gonna scan the code again and see what we have. Cylinder number 1. It's still on number 1. So I'm gonna clear that one. Erase. Cylinder. Let me see what it says now. Read code. Yeah guys, so guys, it's still saying cylinder number 1, so I'm clearly guessing it could be the injector at this point. So I rev it up and it just start misfiring. So I'm gonna read the code. It's a P300. Rev it up a little bit more. And many people get the comments, ask me where I'm from. I'm from St. Vincent, not in St. Vincent. But shout out to my St. Vincent fans, St. Vincent people. I love you guys. If you guys see anything you like here, please follow me and subscribe and Good, thanks for the strength. Nice island. Wanna head there soon, so you never know. Anyway, guys, I'll keep you guys posted on this one. I don't wanna. So we have a pitch 100 pending. I mean a random misfire, 1, 2, 3, or 4. So then, if it goes back to number 1, I gotta run it a little bit. If it goes back to number 1, then we know we have a problem regarding the injector. But the engine is running kind of not too bad. So it could be the number 1 injector is kind of playing around, or it's not pulsing properly. But I will leave that in the next video. Alright guys, thank you, and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button, and then when we post video like this, you'll get them. Alright guys, I'm out. Have a good day. So work safe.